Why does it say the built-in stream is YouTube output? Hold on. That's weird. Maybe they just changed the icon. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Thanos feels viable, however, still not meta. I think he's right where he should be for now. Yeah. I mean, it's way too early for us to like know. Like Thanos traditionally takes a bit more work to figure out because there's more variance in Thanos. And also, much like new card day, OTA day is very hard to judge anything because people are doing weird shit. Does this make Agent Lemon replaceable in bounce? Probably. I don't know. I mean, it's probably still good in bounce. I know it was meant to be Venom, but Agent Lemon is funnier. Do we go back to Bass now? I would say he's probably still better than Bass. He's a 2-5. Like, they took an S tier card and they made it like an A or A plus tier card. The main takeaway, we'll talk about it. Let's read what they said. Let's read what they said. All right, I need some chill music for the background. What is some good chill music? We'll do this album. Okay. Thanos and Jessica Jones bundles coming at the end of November. You know, all right, I do want to talk about this because I think it's kind of funny. Like, it comes up a lot that they're gonna like buff stuff in the wake of bundles, right? Thanks. So it comes up a lot. They're gonna change stuff in the wake of bundles, right? But like, truthfully, I don't think it really matters unless they like change it back afterward. I think it's more just something you can use to like get an idea of what is possible to be changed, because it just makes sense that, hey, if a card's doing bad and we're going to try and sell it, or a variant of it, it makes sense. Like, I think it just makes it more prominent in their selection process, but I don't think it really matters, to be honest. I don't think it really matters. They should have made Jessica Jones a 5 cost for the bigger boost. You know what's funny? Original Jessica Jones was a 5.8 that got +2. But yeah, maybe they should have made her a 5 cost. I don't know. I don't think they would want to do that though, because I think they've already made it kind of clear. I think they made it clear that they missed the mark on the storm change. There was a response about it, I'm pretty sure. I have to look. Let's see. Can I find it? Team answers. Search. In. Team answers. Storm. Here it is. Nerf Storm. So what was the reason behind nerfing Storm, a card used by more new players, when you could have nerfed Legion or any other high-tier cards that provide the unfair mechanics? I am a new player, I have Storm, I don't have the other cards that pair with Storm to get advantage. Storm's core gameplay incentive, locking down a location early, isn't something we want to push as a primary competitive strategy. While we could have nerfed Legion or War Machine to weaken the problematic deck instead, the outcome would still remove Storm from our most competitive deck while also damaging whichever other card is nerfed. So we sought to do the least total harm to cards and favored the more fun pair in the trio because they offer more fun gameplay. I think that's bullshit, because I think the other two cards are, especially War Machine, are way more fucking boring, but it's subjective. The bottom part is the part that matters. However, we heard players loud and clear that their dissatisfaction with the Storm nerf. While I stand by that decision as being best for the problem at hand, given our available options, I don't expect we'll be leaving Storm in her current state.
I cut the box open for you.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. So, I would expect Storm to change again. Maybe get a rework, who knows. It will be sad if we lose the flooding location. I'll say that. One idea I saw someone pitch that I thought was really cool was make Storm like Nico, put her back to a 3-cost card, but make her either cycle through or just choose one randomly when she's played and have there be 3 different locations. So one can be flooding, and they can all be like weather-based, right? I forget exactly what it was. I'd have to go digging for it, but it was like one. I kind of wanna find it. Let me look and see if I can find it really quick. This isn't something that was posted openly, but I thought it was such a cool idea from someone in the community. It was worth mentioning. Because they actually had some really good ideas. OTA feedback thread. No. That's not it. Was this it? I had a very, I had a very passionate discussion about that storm change, I'll have you know. I fought very, not that I have any special, treatment or input, like, not like they listened to me, right? But I fought pretty hard against the storm change once we found out about it. I think this was it. All right, let's see. Where is it? I really liked their idea. It was such a good idea. And they had good examples, too. Holy shit, I wrote paragraphs. I don't think I can find it. I thought it would be in here, but it must have been somewhere else. Unless is it at the bottom? Oh, here it is. It was Perry. Perry was the one who suggested it. Tornado, opposite of the Great Web, and Electrified. Random card here takes -1 at end of turn. Obviously, those are just examples, right? But what if you, browser history? Wait, what? What happened? Did I miss something? I couldn't see chat while I was looking. So yeah, those were the idea. I think just something like that would be cool, where I don't think they'll ever do that because it's more complicated than they want to make an early series card. Like Nico is a higher series card, you know, so I don't think they'll do that, but that would fix a lot of the problem with the War Machine combo, right? Is like, just make it so Storm doesn't do the same thing every time, and give her some different options, none of which all, sounds frustrating to low IQ players. I mean, low CL players. I was just suggesting if you can find your notes, you could look at the browser history. Yeah, it was a Discord thing. I found it, though. It took a little bit. Let me get caught up. I missed a bunch of stuff. Remember Storm decks before War Machine? Those were super fun with Quake and such. Agree. Except the Eliath lockdown season. Yeah, that was more of an Eliath problem, right, though? Storm control decks prior to War Machine. It was awesome. Favorite archetype. Yeah, I liked it too. Like, because it wasn't a hard lockout, and it created interesting points of tension, and it was, like, unique. And it also promoted playing cards that went wide. We don't have as much promoting of go wide cards now. When's the last time you saw Doctor Doom? Don't worry, though. We're going to be seeing a lot of Doctor Doom in 1 month's time. Because you're going to have a, 41 power for 10 energy. That's going to be interesting. When's the next Storm bundle? Who knows? Probably not soon. But that's that could be our barometer for when they fix it. Who defended it? I'm not sure I'm allowed to say. I'm not sure I'm allowed to say who defended it. Although I will say there really weren't many people defending it. I think most people were not happy with it. Of Storm into Thor inside of a Surfer deck. Yeah, like, people played it in all kinds of, like, off-meta stuff. Storm wasn't even good until they did the War Machine buff. Storm was, like, actively pretty bad, but it was unique and people liked playing it. It's also one of the cool early game combos that the game teaches you when you do Storm into Jessica Jones and you feel smart. That was a classic. That's rough. It was my main deck, all gold, had the $50 Jessica Jones variant. I didn't even know there was a $50 Jessica Jones variant. They screwed my investment so bad I barely play now. Yeah, like, that is really the, I think, Snap has, like, such a weird relationship with its acquisition model and the balance changes feel like they're happening for different games. Like, they balance the game so rapidly, like, it isn't a pain in the ass to get some of these cards, which is probably better for balance, that they aren't as afraid as they could be of changing things. We saw how it was when, I mean, well, I say we, but I'm sure many of you didn't play the game at this point, but if you watched any of the Snap history stuff, which we'll plug here, Snap history, if you saw the early days, they were scared of nerfing cards, and they did not balance a whole lot, and it was really, really bad. They were also worse at balancing the game, significantly worse. Although in my opinion, most of 2023 was very bad balance. If you compare 2023 to 2024, holy shit. Like, 24 started off not the greatest because of Thanos blob stuff, but it's generally been a lot better, even though it's far from perfect. It's 1041 good? Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Said they didn't want Move to be good because it's difficult to play against and play for new players. And look at Move. Well, that's the funny thing. You see them buff Heimdall today, and you're like, but wait, Sizer's like crushing with Move. Move is more popular on EU. We don't get at crazy amounts of it on NA, but you still see some of it. But the funny thing is, like, statistically, for the larger player base, Move is not good. And that's who they aim a lot of these changes at, is the larger player base. And the larger player base is bad at playing Move, even when there are good Move cards. There's a mob doing whatever Sizer is doing, yeah. Well, that's good, because apparently he's been playing Thanos. And someone showed me some of those lists, and I didn't understand some of them. Yeah, because, I mean, they've been very open about the fact that they don't balance the game around the top players. And, like, there's a sense to that where the top players figure it out faster, and then we have trickle-down snaponomics, where, you know, people figure it out and then popularize it, and then it starts to trickle down and other people figure it out and see it and try it, and then usually that's when, if it is overpowered, something will happen to it, right? I heard them say they personally hate space and won't make changes to benefit him personally, yeah. But I mean, when I looked at this patch, I do think most of this patch is strange. It's just the things that I don't think are too strange, I think they did okay on. It's also important to remember where the bar is, and right now, after the last two patches, the bar was under the ground. So this is better than where we've been at. And this all comes back to change for the sake of change is just a part of how they believe they can keep Snap fresh. It's something I had a very hard time coming to terms with in the early days of the game. Probably took me most of the first year to come to terms with that, because I do not like that philosophy. I think it is a stupid philosophy. But it's the philosophy we've got, so change for the sake of change will continue to happen until morale improves. Why was Surtur ever at 3.5? Because 3.5 is just now like the high end of where they like to push 3 drops when they feel like they can. It's weird. I don't know how they. It's like we could honestly ask the question, why is Anti-Venom a 4/7 too? And have a similar, I think, answer. Although Anti-Venom's kind of funny, because the whole reason that card is a 4/7 instead of a 4/6 is because Misery bombed so badly, I think they were scared. Misery bombed. They were like, all right, we're gonna buff it, and we're gonna let you guys know about it early. And then they proceeded to like nerf around the card for the next like 2 months. White Widow, Black Widow, Rock Slide. Like, holy shit! It sucks to be a Misery fan, doesn't it? I just think Agent Venom could have also had 3 power to at least make Cerebro players happy. I mean, Cerebro players and being happy are not, that's usually not an overlap in the Venn diagram because of how often things change in this game. Yeah, what's up, Tom? Yeah. So that's, it's, they had to sneak, we'll talk about it. They had to sneak the Black Widow nerf in here as the quota, like, well, this isn't overpowered, but it feels bad, so we're gonna get rid of this card. Also, I saw so many videos where people were recording or like doing their little OTA videos and like, this is the biggest OTA ever. And it's like, well, it's like, it's a 2-for-1 deal. You know, we're not getting one for the rest of the month. So yeah, it's 2 OTAs in 1. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Who's playing that deck besides Jet? I ran into people playing it. I think there's a certain section of the player base who really likes just trying to annoy the opponent as much as possible, and that deck definitely spoke to them. It's like Mill, right? All right, let's actually read this. Company holidays overlap with the OTA because they planned one of them on Thanksgiving, so we're getting a 2-for-1 deal. 2-for-1 deal today on the OTAs. They really packed this one. Agent Venom finally gets the nerf. Went from a 2-4, set them to 4, to a 2-5, set them to 3. Agent Venom's gameplay goal was to fuel a variety of interesting decks, ideally by aiding a few cards that were struggling to find their place. In practice, that didn't quite work out. 4 power was high enough to be a gain or not a loss to many existing strong cards. We saw a number of Agent Venom variations of previously strong strategies emerge. This would mostly be fine, except that as the season ended, these decks were growing their metagame share and becoming more dominant, while the decks we'd hoped to spawn are largely not competing. To correct in the direction of these goals, we're tightening the reward to narrow how many cards can positively impact it. Since we expect this might be meaningfully more restrictive to build around, we're compensating with a little bit more base power. 2-5 stupid. They're stupid for thinking it's reasonable. Silka's just crying in the corner. Silka's just crying in the corner. Call Silk. She's crying. It's a sad day for Silk. Yeah. All right. So I'll be honest. So I'm someone. This isn't actually directly about the balance. This is kind of how they laid it out. I like how this is written out. I think... Oh, we have an ad. Motherfucker. Motherfucker, dude. I want people to hear this. I can't even tell people to use their Twitch Prime because the ad has already started. I know. Feels ad, man. Feels ad, man. Here. Feels ads, man. I'm gonna wait. I don't want people to miss this. Because I have something to say about the way this is worded, and I think it's like relevant, even though it's not really about the actual change itself. I guess I can type it in the chat. Good time to check if you have Twitch Prime to transfer some of those away from a billionaire. Okay. I think each description was well written this time around. Yeah, so I don't think this is poorly written. It's actually kind of the opposite. I think the content is written well, but I think it would behoove them to dumb it down a little bit. So I like using, more descriptive words and really getting your point across, but I think you lose some people in doing that, and I think this note is a good example of, I think this maybe could have been explained a little bit more simply, because I get it. It makes sense to me. I understand what they're saying. But I think there are going to be a lot of people who get a little lost in the wording here. Because it's like, I get it, because I like to do this too. But that's just what I wanted to say about the wording is I think the content of it was good, but I think it might benefit them to dumb it down a little and make it just easier to understand at a glance. Because I saw, all right, where was it? There was America literacy rate. Stats recent. There was a whole thing I saw very recently. I think I actually know where to find this.
I like money.
Charm snaps with the Prime. Thanks, friend. I appreciate the support. There are many people you could use your Bezos bucks on, and I appreciate it being me. Some pogfish in the chat for you. Enjoy the emotes. All right, let me find the thing I'm talking about here. Twitter. So this is relevant to something I saw, which is kind of why I wanted to bring it up. I don't know if you guys knew this, and my non-American viewers can rejoice that maybe they don't have to deal with these pains. But for those of us in Freedom Land, yeah, we had some interesting statistics come out about literacy. And it is bad. It is really not good. 21% of adults in the U.S. are illiterate. 54% of adults have a literacy level below 6th grade. 45 million are functionally illiterate and read below a 5th grade level. 44% of American adults do not read a book in a year. Although I think this stat is probably pretty high around the world too. Because social media, whatnot. Our education system sure ain't helping though. It's fine. We'll just get rid of it, right? It can't get any worse, right? Yeah. Oh, I missed this part. It's become such a serious problem in our country that 130 million adults are now unable to read a simple story to their children. That's fucked up, man. That's fucked up. And so, if you're wondering why I'm like, maybe they should dumb this down a little bit. This is like, there's some big words in here, man, that I think a lot of people don't know what they mean. And I think you're going to lose some people along the way. It sounds nice, but like, come on, Snap aims for the lowest common denominator in a lot of other aspects, so like maybe think about that here, because people aren't reading this. I can almost promise you, like half of the people just see this and it's like, yeah, I'm not reading that. I'm happy for you or sorry that happened. You know? Dumb this shit down, bro, because this is. It's good for the people who are who like care to read it and actually get the information out. But that is not your target audience with this game, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like TLDR that shit. I mean, I guess the TLDR is just looking at the numbers, right? You don't need to read to see the numbers, right? Is Twitch twitching or is it me? I've had Twitch like buffer on me the past few days when I'm watching streams. I know it's not my internet. The stream is breaking. Ah, fuck me, dude. Is it breaking on YouTube? I don't have any I'm not losing frames on my end. Twitch has been weird. I think it's... Let's see. Is it still... Fuck. Is it back? It's just dropping. Hold, chat. I'm gonna restart OBS. Alright, it'll be right back. Is it back? Is it working? If it keeps fucking up, I'm gonna restart my router. That was weird. I'm gone again. Son of a bitch, dude. What is going on? What is happening? Maybe I just restart the router. I don't know, man. This is weird. I don't know what's going on, and I do not like internet issues. Yeah, it keeps freezing. I'm just gonna restart the router. Motherfucker.